If you have a Tesla Model Y Juniper that has a frozen screen, glitchy autopilot, black cameras, or just feels sluggish after an update, you're not alone. Today I'll show you exactly how to fix most of these issues with 3 different reboot methods that could save you time and not having to go and visit a Tesla service center. I'll cover the soft reboot, power cycle, and the full hard reset that requires disconnecting the low voltage battery and the first responders emergency loop located on the right fender under the cowling in the front. But let's take a look at why you'd want to do this and which one of these is the best method for you to use. The soft reboot really only just reboots the main monitor and informatics computer. The power cycle shuts down most of the vehicle's systems. It's very similar to putting your car to sleep. And the full hard reset is the one where it's like taking battery out of your cell phone or your laptop. It fully shuts down everything, and it's the one that I recommend doing as a last resort if the soft reboot or power cycle don't work. So why would you have to use any of these 3? Well, if your screen is not responsive, a soft reboot could probably fix that. If you find that one of your cameras on your screen is black, it's typically a hardware communication issue, and the power cycle or the full reboot should re-trigger everything to work. So that's one of the reasons you'd do it for those ones. And then if you're experiencing any issues with your full self-driving or autopilot, a hard reset or even the power cycle should fix those issues. And then if you're just finding your car to be software to be sluggish, similar to what could happen on your laptop, well then a power cycle or the hard reset should resolve those as well. As a pro tip, you should always start with the least intrusive, so that would be the soft reboot, moving on to the power cycle, and last doing the hard reset. The physical reset is not a difficult process, but it does take a bit longer time because you're going to have to take off the plastic housing underneath your hood, the cowl that's there, and then disconnect the low voltage battery and the first responders loop, and then reconnect it, and you should be back up and running within 5 to 10 minutes. So it's the one that takes the longest. For me, I do that one quite often because I'm installing devices that can communicate with the computer, and in that case, most of those companies recommend doing the power cycle. I find it just as easy to do a full reboot. It powers off the car completely, and then I can be 100% assured that I'm not gonna press a button or disconnect something while the communication is running. So that's why I do that one. As you can see from the table here, the soft reboot really does just reboot the screen. It takes about a minute to complete. It's very easy to do, and it's best for like a frozen UI or minor glitches. The power cycle reboots most of the systems. It does take upwards of 5 minutes to complete, and it's fairly easy. It's just pressing a button and then just waiting. And it typically can fix persistent issues. So if you're having issues that are showing up constantly, you could resolve them by doing that. And as the last resort is the full hard reset. That completely shuts down your car. It does take 10 to 15 minutes to complete completely. It's not difficult. It does not require any additional tools. Just we'll go through that, but it's fairly easy. And it does resolve a lot of the persistent issues that you might get with your car. So if you're having issues with your full self-driving, doing the camera recalibration and a hard reset, especially after a major update to full self-driving. That's something I do, as I just do these two things. Again, I prefer to have a clean system, so it's fairly easy to do. As a pro tip, always start with the soft reboot, moving up to the power cycle, and then onto the hard reset. I typically just skip the power reset or power cycle and just go from the soft reboot. Again, really only for the informatics system. So if it's not your informatics, then I go straight to the hard reset. One of the things you may have happen when you do this hard reset is you may see some error messages on your screen that it can't communicate to something, so one of the computers. And that's typically because the car is coming up, but it's also looking to check as it's rebooting, can I talk to this specific module? And if it can't at that point in time, it's going to throw an error. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It's just meaning that it checked before that computer came online. And you can always check that in the event logs, and we'll go through that process when we do the hard reset. And the last thing, as a pro tip, if none of this fixes your issue, then put in a service ticket in your Tesla app and get it over to Tesla for them to look at it and see what the issue is. Many of the issues that most people find will be resolved by doing one of these resets, specifically the hard reset. So let's go ahead and let's go and do these soft reboot, the power cycle, and then the hard reset. To perform the soft reboot, we have the two wheels here. All you need to do is press and hold them for 3 to 5 seconds, and the entertainment system will reboot. Now, this can be done while you're parked, or you can also do this while you're driving. You can even do this while you're in full self-driving. It's really only rebooting the information system, so it's not going to affect the navigation or any of that other stuff. So I will demonstrate it here parked, and then I will demonstrate it while driving. So again, all you do is press and hold the two wheels in for 3 to 5 seconds. And the screen is now black, and it'll just go ahead, it'll put the Model T, Tesla T on the screen, and everything will reboot. And that is the first reboot process that anybody should do if they're having some issues with anything to do with the car. I noticed it when I was having problems with my GPS, that I could just press and hold this and reboot it while driving, and it would reset my GPS issues. So it was just a temporary fix. So this takes about 2 to 3 minutes for the full complete cycle. And there you go, we're back up and running. Soft reboot is press and hold the two buttons in and just wait for it to come back online here. There we are, and I'll go ahead and press the button. So there we are. And there you go, it's resetting the computer. Again, it's still in full self-driving. That computer is still on, and it will reset itself, and we will be just fine. Again, this is just a very simple soft reboot, only rebooting the entertainment computer system. So if you are experiencing problems, the soft reboot is the first one that you should try. So the second option is the power cycle. I prefer not to use this one. I know that all the instructions for when you're installing third-party stuff that connects to the computer, it really says to do this power cycle process, and I don't prefer it at all. So the reason I say that is because at any point when you're in the car or interacting with the car, you can cancel that power cycle. inadvertently and the computer doesn't actually turn off. So I'll show you how to get there. You're just going to go down to the car. You'll go down to safety, scroll all the way to the bottom, and we have power off here. And so I'll go through this one as well right now. So if you're doing this, you are required to be parked. I would recommend, if you're gonna just sit in the car, then that's fine. If you're gonna get out of the car, then you're gonna wanna lower the windows, open the door, because when it's doing that power cycle, any interaction with the car will disengage that power cycle. So again, I would roll down the windows, I'd open the door so that you could get out, because this does take longer process. So let's go ahead. This is the power cycle process. And so you'll just press on the power cycle. Are you sure you want to power off? Place foot on brake to power back on. So this is why I'm saying, like, any interaction with it, it's really kind of close to like if your car goes to sleep, that's what this does. So we'll just go. So let's go ahead and we'll power cycle this off. So power off. And so everything's just kind of resetting its stuff. So we'll just leave this for a while. Again, there's nothing that happens, and then all you need to do is press on the brake. So we'll go ahead and press on that brake, and it brings the car back up. So to me, this really does not do a proper reboot of the system. So if you're just having problems with your entertainment system, then go ahead and do the 2-button soft reboot. The power cycle, me personally, I don't do it. I just go straight to the full hard reset. So let's go ahead and get started with removing the cowling. So you'll just reach underneath here. It's just held in with clips. Go. Pull this out. The next thing you're going to have to do is remove the HEPA filter system. It's held in with two 10mm bolts. There's one down here. Now you can get this out without having to remove the tub. You just have to, it's kind of wedged in there, so you'll grab it by these edges right here, pull back, and then lift up. And then just put this to the side. The next step is disconnecting the battery. So you'll push out the green tab. There's a button right here to press. And when you're pressing, you're going to push this black piece that way and up at the same time. Right here, pull out and up, and you'll hear some beeping. And so I have that disconnected like that. Over here is the emergency first responders loop. There's a red clip right here with a small wire. So you'll push the red piece out like that. So it's out. And then you're going to press down and pull. And it just comes out like that. Now you heard that thump. That means everything is turned off. It just basically plugs into there. So just again, you'll disconnect the low voltage battery first, and then you'll disconnect this loop here, and then you'll let the system wait 5 to 10 minutes. And at that point, you're going to connect this one. So you just push that in and push the red locking mechanism in, and then we will go ahead and connect the battery. So you just put it on top. So press down. Close it and lock it in place. And you heard all those noises. So let's go ahead inside the car now. So the car is just rebooting right now. And there you go. So that's it. It's very simple. 3 easy methods to rebooting your computer in your Tesla Model Y Juniper. Again, the soft reboot, the power cycle, or full hard reset. Let me know in the comments below if you have experienced an issue that was resolved with any one of these 3 methods. If this helped you in any way, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and ring that bell so you'll be notified when I create videos like this one. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.